What if you could play Splatoon 2 with a mouse and keyboard? Alright dude, so what is this thing that you've got to show us? What is this thing? This isn't a controller, this is half a keyboard and a mouse. Why? Well, to let you guys in, this product is known as the VX2 AimSwitch gaming keypad. This is created by a company known as GameSir, which is a Chinese company, and they have sent me this product to do an honest review as this works for the PS4, PC, Xbox One, and of course, if you know this channel, Nintendo Switch. Now, of course, it intrigued me to think, okay, a mouse and keyboard for the Nintendo Switch. How in the world would that work? Is it possible to use this for something like Splatoon 2 or something? Figured it'd be cool to give this one a shot, so here we are today of me showing you this review of the VX2 AimSwitch gaming keypad. Now, opening up the box, you are greeted by the keypad, which is a mechanical keyboard with a little joystick, I would say, on the very bottom right of it. Now, honestly, it looks really nice. I mean, it's perfect for any sort of left-handed user who were to, I guess, use this for specifically gaming. Under the keypad, you're also greeted with the wireless receiver and a mouse that's quite like a Final Mouse or Glorious Mouse. Basically very lightweight. And you also have a USB to Type-C adapter if you wish to connect this to your Nintendo Switch in an undocked mode. Now, since I'm primarily a Splatoon shooter guy, however you want to call me, of course I'm going to try and make this work for the Nintendo Switch primarily. Making it work for the Nintendo Switch is fairly easy, as all you need to do is connect the wireless receiver into the dock, where your Nintendo Switch would be in, unless you're trying to do this undocked where you would use the Type-C adapter. And then really all you need to do is connect your mouse to the keypad and then turn the on switch for the keypad. And then what you should notice is that you have all these RGB lights flickering and all that jazz, which is, of course, cool. However, we don't buy products like this just for the colors. We want to see what the performance is like on the console that we choose to use this on. So once I got everything I needed to be connected, I had to turn on a setting known as Pro Controller Wired Communication, mainly because how this works is that the keypad and mouse is going to act like a normal Pro Controller. As you can see in the pictures here, I kind of move the mouse up and down, and the actions shown appear on my Nintendo Switch. So far, so good. But what about Splatoon 2? Well, as much as I would have loved this product to work well for Splatoon 2, unfortunately I'm going to have to say this does not work well at all with Splatoon 2. And the main reasons are this. First of all, the keypad and mouse is emulating a regular Pro Controller, meaning regular mouse movements that I am making right now are emulating the right analog stick of a Pro Controller. And as you know how stiff stick inputs can be with Splatoon 2, it's honestly not that great. This would also mean that you can't even use the motion control input for Splatoon 2, as the mouse only emulates the right stick, so you would be only stuck to the X-axis movement, which forces us to use the regular stick input for Splatoon 2. This is of course so we can also use the Y-axis. As you can see, I'm in the testing room and I'm trying to make it work, obviously, and of course I'm still able to hit the targets. But I want you guys to really take a notice to how little the movement I am making and translate that to what is going on the screen. I did a bunch of gameplay just to show you more of how this works, so you guys can kind of take a look of how this really works for a game like Splatoon 2. It doesn't work well to the point where I think, honestly, if you're just a regular stick user just chilling and playing Splatoon 2, you're better off staying with that besides getting a mouse and keyboard alternative for Splatoon 2. Now, with this all being a thing, I think the main problems are more within the console itself than I would say the product. Because of Nintendo and of course the Nintendo Switch, this console does not have a mouse specific input. Now, if you also have a good understanding of what good mouse input is, you would know that if you were to use, I guess, one of the slowest sensitivities in the world, you would still be able to do like a full 360, depending on how many centimeters it would take for you to do that full spin. If you were to use the AimSwitch for Splatoon 2, it does not matter what sensitivity you put it on. As of course, since it is a stick input, you'll be forced to move at the fastest rate that is possible for that certain stick sensitivity, which basically forces you to learn how to use a mouse in a way different way than normal. If the product was able to use a mouse that emulated motion input, then honestly that might actually be an alternative and could probably work. Another thing that I would like to mention as well is that you're probably not going to see this during this gameplay, but there is also a large amount of input lag, which again is more so to do with the Nintendo Switch console, as it is also known that the Switch itself just carries a bunch of input lag, which makes it, I guess, way harder of where the direction of my crosshair goes. It makes it very awkward sometimes to where I'd probably move the mouse in a certain way and it doesn't respond how I want it to do. And it's, of course, especially since I'm not even really using a mouse, I'm just using a stick that's in my hand. So all in all, it's just extremely awkward. Now, I did do a small live commentary part for this video. So here you guys go, so you can see I guess my live thoughts with using this kind of thing. Okay guys, so here we are getting into a turf war game for one, mainly because there's no way in hell you guys are going to make me use this in an actual game. Just so that you know that. So before you could get me like that, hell no. You ain't gonna get me like that. But obviously using easy peasy weapon, the K Pro of course. Now if you already look straight away, like, I'm using a 0 sensitivity on here, and you have to make very, very small movements with everything you do. Obviously, because this is emulating stick input, not an actual mouse input, it's an actual stick. As you see, it's in my hand, I'm using a mouse, but it's not what it seems, as you see. I mean, you can notice there's input delay, obviously. Especially with some movements, like right there. Like, if I was to move my mouse like this, yeah, you can definitely tell from that that's just basically just a mouse emulating a stick. Now I'm gonna toss a bomb here. I'm not even gonna try and get close to people, honestly, because it's just gonna be weird and awkward. Now it took me a couple of games to actually try and get used to some of the buttons that we have. I don't think you can customize the buttons unless like you go into the settings and actually customize the buttons to yourself. Gonna go over here, hopefully. Whoop. Oh my god, got aim, okay. Just gonna push this guy. Oh, oh my god, I fell. Didn't mean that. Alright. Little did this person know that I was using a mouse and keyboard. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, there isn't really much to really say about it other than, like, I mean, you can kind of see from the gameplay, like, it's not good. It's not optimal at all. It doesn't feel good at all. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't even show you me trying to use a Booyah Bomb. It's fairly awkward. Wow, I just want to eat that guy. I'm going to try and get a Booyah Bomb for you just to show you what that looks like, because it is a little bit of a mess. But it looks a little bit something like this. So I press the middle click, and then I scroll down, and then I flick the analog stick that's here. It's a little bit strange, but you know, it's just what you gotta do, honestly. It's just what you gotta do. It's just really, really awkward, but yeah, that was terrible. Well, that's all I can say. But yeah, that's just what it looks like in a live setting. Alright, I actually just wanted to check in home just in case we are able to customize the controller here, so change button mapping. Okay, so it actually reads it as a regular Pro controller, so that's good. So if I wanted to, I could load the preset and then use this, and then yeah, okay, so you can actually customize some of the buttons here, but personally I'm not going to. Mainly because that's not my issue with it, because the buttons are fine. It's mainly because this is not mouse movement for the Nintendo Switch. It doesn't work that same way. Okay guys, so I know what you're thinking. Dude, you're playing Fortnite? What's going on? Well, this is Nintendo Switch Fortnite. Now, I just wanted to try it out just to see what would happen. But the thing about this is that it works a lot better in Fortnite, at least. But the thing is that it's still a stick input instead of a mouse input. It works a little bit better because I believe in Fortnite there's an exponential stick input, which is honestly a little bit better, and I believe there's also a linear one, which occurs in Splatoon as well, which is basically a whole lot worse to manage, if you know what I mean. But, I mean, yeah, there is... I mean, you could do it through Fortnite just... I mean, kinda just fine. I mean, there's a guy there. It's a bot. Alright, easy enough. Alright, I mean, honestly, this works a whole lot better in Fortnite, but if we're talking about Splatoon... yeah, would not recommend it at all. I mean, technically, I would consider this cheating in a way, mainly because, despite it being a mouse, there's actually aim assist with this. I mean, even then, it's still super awkward to actually aim at things anyway, so... okay. Alright, so enough of this, Fortnite gameplay for you guys. I'm just gonna be here, just... I guess, tapping some people. I mean, they're bots, so it doesn't really matter too much, because Switch always just has a bunch of bots in them, but... yeah, Fortnite! Now, a couple of things I want to mention. Is this product a bad product? And the correct answer to that is no. Even though I've kind of bashed it for the Nintendo Switch, it really isn't a bad product. Is the input lag problem an issue with the Nintendo Switch or the product? And of course, it is the Switch, as I am going to show you, plugging the mouse within to the PC, there is 0 latency, and as you can also see that there is also proper mouse input. But wait, maybe I'm just bad at using a mouse. Maybe I'm not able to really control the mouse input, and maybe it's strange to me if I was to use it for Splatoon 2. Well, it's not strange to me at all, as I'm going to show you within this first-person shooter game, as I'm using the mouse just fine. And honestly, it works extremely well for just a regular mouse. I don't sense any forms of input delay, any forms of jittering, or basically just anything to say that this mouse is not good. Like, the product works perfectly fine. Who is this product even for? Like, why would you even want to use this for a Nintendo Switch or a PC, as I have shown? Well, to be very honest, I would not recommend to use this thing for a Nintendo Switch, of course, or a PC. Why I say a PC, first of all, is that you're gonna have no use for the keypad if you're on a desktop. Maybe if you're on a laptop and you need some sort of keypad or mechanical keyboard alternative, but if you're on a full-on desktop, you probably already have a keyboard, and that's probably gonna be fine enough for you. So there's no point getting this if you're a desktop user. But I believe if you are a PS4 user or an Xbox One player, and there are certain FPS shooters or third-person shooters that you like playing on those consoles, honestly, this product would be good for that. Mainly because for a PS4 and Xbox One, those consoles are actually known to have actual mouse input. Meaning if you was to plug this into one of those consoles, I have no doubt that those would actually work. I don't have one personally, but reading up online and actually seeing footage of other regular mouse and keyboards working for those consoles, you would not be damned if you were to get one of those, as of course this product is not cheap at all. So to conclude on this video, guys, do not get mouse and keyboard options or alternatives for your Nintendo Switch. I know there are some other ones out there that some people have bought, and I'm just going to say, please don't be like those people. Mouse and keyboard will not work for the Nintendo Switch until Nintendo themselves actually add or include a mouse-like input. And that being the case right now, I do not see that happening anytime soon. If you're a desktop user only and you have no other consoles, you're just better off just buying a regular keyboard and mouse, which you probably already have, because there isn't really any point to having half a keyboard and a mouse. I mean, unless those are the only characters that you choose to use, and you can only count from 1 to 6, then, I mean, that's your loss. The only way I could see that work, of course, if you're a laptop user again, as I know some people like to have a mechanical keyboard alternative for their laptop. And of course, if you're a PS4 or Xbox One user, this is a good product for you. The keyboard and mouse feel fine, so there isn't really any problem there. And it's a good product for those consoles. So honestly, that is literally all I have to say, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're informed of that. Just again, please do not get this for your Nintendo Switch. It's not good for it. Or for specifically Splatoon 2. I'll have a link in the description below for where you can get this product, but I'm telling you right now, because all my people are Nintendo Switch users, do not get this product for your Nintendo Switch if you're going to play Splatoon 2 on it. Alright? Cool. That's all I've got to say. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. If you enjoyed, please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch, both in the description below. Do it for both if you're free and generous. Make sure to hit the bell notification button next to the subscription button to let you guys know whenever I do upload a video. And also consider joining my public Discord channel, where you can go ahead and talk to myself, my Dude Society community, and be notified to whenever I do go live for a Twitch stream, where you can go ahead and watch me play Splatoon 2 and other games. With all that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much to GameSir for sending this product out for review, and I shall see you guys in a future one.